All right, friends, it's T-Man, and I'm gonna do a reaction video to. Unfortunately, the video didn't come out, so I had to do it again, and I think it's a really good video to do a reaction to. I was gonna make a video like this myself until I came across this, and yeah, I'm gonna just do a reaction video to this video because he really expresses what I want to say in this video. So this channel is called Meat Carnivore. It's really, really good. The guy's smart. In this video, he says why people hate the carnivore diet, even when it works. Why do they hate it? Just like Blaha and all these other people. Anyway, yeah, triggered by steak. They're triggered by steak, broski. I don't know why. They're all eating steak.
People call it crazy. But if it is so bad, why does it keep working? You would think success
Exactly.
would speak for itself. Instead, it offends people. They will joke, argue, mock, panic, anything but listen. And
Yes,
it makes you wonder, if something helps this many people, why do so many hate it? The answer isn't in the food, it is in us. Because once you start eating differently, you stop being like everyone else. And people don't hate the diet for what it is. They hate it for what it says about them.
Yeah, insecurity. That's what.
When you improve by eating only meat, it doesn't just challenge someone else's idea of food. It challenges their idea of reality.
Yes.
Because if everything they have been told is wrong, what else might be?
And everything they have been told is wrong. That's the problem. Yeah.
People don't argue to find the truth. They argue to protect comfort.
Exactly. I know so many people like that on channels and everything. It's as if they have some wisdom or knowledge, but when I hear them speak, I'm like, man, they're still putting out the same information, bro. It's crazy. When are people gonna wake up? They're in a coma, I guess. Like, what was it Muhammad Ali once said? He said, the reason, you know why you don't remember anything when you wake up? Because you've been in a coma your entire life.
For decades, they have built an identity around being healthy. They've trusted labels, doctors, diet trends, and influencers. They have followed all the
And all that stuff is making them unhealthy. That's the funny part.
rules and still feel like crap.
Yeah.
Then you show up,
What defines a luxury river cruise? Is it
salt, and you're fine. No superfoods, no green smoothies, no supplements lined up like trophies. Just results. That's not a nutrition argument anymore. That's an emotional threat. Because if you are right, it means that they have spent years doing everything wrong. And the system
And they can't acknowledge that. They don't want to.
they trusted might be broken.
Yeah.
And most people would rather stay sick than admit that they have been misled.
Yes, they would rather stay sick. A lot of them, they think that that's a normal thing to be sick and to be deteriorated. When they look at themselves in the mirror, they go, "Oh, that's just my age." It's a normal process to be looking like a mummy when it looks back at me in my mirror. No, that's unnatural. You just don't realize that you've been duped. But people, they don't want to acknowledge that they've been duped because then they feel really stupid. They're like, shit, I was so stupid to believe, listen to the word, believe the government and all these people and my parents that they had my best interests in heart. And in fact, it's not necessarily whether they had your best interests at heart, your parents. They were duped just like everybody else. But the government, and the scientists, did they have your best interests? No, absolutely not. It's all based on marketing and money. They're only based on money, profit. It's all based on profit. They can't make money on you being healthy. It's impossible. There would be no dentists, no doctors. There would be no supplement industry or drug industry or anything. You understand me? They can't make money off that. They can't make money off that. They even have to have you celebrating your birthday to enforce this deterioration. You will celebrate another year of deterioration, and you will enjoy it, and you will love it. and you love getting deteriorated because you think that means I'm wise. So when you walk around the street, you think you're special. But young people are not interested in deteriorating mummies walking around. They can't stand them.
They will defend the narrative
Yes.
because it is safer to believe in the lie that comforts them.
There you go. The belief in the lie that comforts them. Belief. Remember that word, man. Stay away from belief.
Than the truth that changes them.
That's right.
That's why they laugh. Why
Yeah.
they
Then the truth that would change them. Then they laugh, they giggle,
mock.
they mock.
Why they argue louder when the evidence gets clearer.
Yes,
You are not
they
fighting.
even argue against the evidence. They get really loud. They'll say, "What is this fucking going back to primal and all these crazy shit?" And yeah, man, they get nuts, bro. People, they just get absolutely whacked out of their mind because they can't accept something that actually works, that is actually natural to them. They think their artificial world and all their beliefs, they'll come crashing down on them, man. They just can't accept that something natural works and unnatural stuff is the opposite. It does the opposite. It doesn't work.
Their logic. You are threatening their
They even think they live better in this artificial world than they would in nature. How do they know that? They have nothing to measure because they've never grown up in nature. So how would they even know that? See what I mean? They're not even speaking from experience, a lot of people. They'll just give out their how should I put it, their fake beliefs and say, you know what, you're crazy living out in nature and all this, there's all this harm and bad stuff and everything out there and yada yada yada, whatever. And they're anti nature, but they're pro artificial world. Yes.
entity. Humans in general hate outliers. We like to pretend we are independent thinkers,
Oh, yeah.
but we are pack animals at heart.
Yes,
We
it's a
eat
group
what
thing.
the tribe eats.
It's a group thing. So if the group is destroying themselves, you're going to destroy yourself with them, bad. If you're in McDonald's, could you imagine you're the only one wanting to just drink water and eat the patty? You're not going to eat the rest of the food with the rest of the people? It's going to look at you funny. It's just like when you were in school, you wanted to have the same clothes everybody else was wearing, right? You wanted to fit in with the group, fit in. So if they failed, you want to fail with them together.
Wear the same things that the tribe wears,
Oh, yeah.
and believe what the tribe believes.
Sure.
Because belonging feels safer than being right. That's why diet isn't just food. It's identity.
Well, that's why, because now they have this thing called carnivore community. So now, it's becoming like this, you have to get them on board, this identity thing, because they understand the social thinking of human beings, how they react, how they act and stuff, whatever. So that's why they have these groups, and then they make these groups, I got the, vegan community, I got the carnivore community, got the omnivore community, whatever, man. You get the idea.
Lunch table, every family dinner, every cheat day.
Yeah.
It's not really about the meal. It's about being part of the ritual.
Yes.
So when you suddenly start saying no to cake, no to...
Yep. I said no to all these things, and my parents, my siblings, they look at me and they go, they just see me there when we're together eating. They just look at me. I don't eat any of that food. I don't want that, And they're looking at me like, why am I not eating like the way they're eating? Because I don't want to. They look at you funny. People treat you funny, and then they're right away. They have to tell everybody, oh, he just eats meat. Yeah. Oh, he was only eating meat, or oh, he only eats raw meat, or he eats this, that. They have to emphasize it. You understand me? Why? Because I refuse to deteriorate and destroy myself like the rest of them on a path of destruction. Man, why would any animal, normal, sane animal, want to destroy themselves? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Why, if they're so intelligent, humans, if they're so intelligent, then why are they eating for destruction and not for preservation and health? See what I mean? This is something you have to question. If humans are so intelligent, they have AI, they can create these homes and cars and all this stuff. Is it really that great? Is it really? What happened to previous civilizations on this planet? This planet's billions of years old. You think maybe there wasn't any other technological people that were out there previously in the past? Because we can't even go that far back. Maybe there was, and they died out. This stuff killed them off. Think about it. The Aztecs and the Mayans, when the colonists came over, a lot of these people, they wanted to know what happened to these cities. Where did these people go? Here's the question. Where did all these people go in these cities? They disappeared. They weren't there. Nobody was there. Palenque was empty. They were empty cities. They wanted to know, where did they all go? You want to know where they all went? When them living in those little cities, these little Mayan cities, whatever, when it failed, they all went back to nature. That's where they went. They went back into the jungle because it saved them from the destruction of living in that artificial life in those cities. That's what happened. And that's what will probably happen soon, I think, in the world. The more people live unnaturally in these cities and become unnatural, it'll destroy them. They're going to go back into nature.
The bun, no to the rules. You are not rejecting the food. You are rejecting the culture that came with it. That's when people take it personally.
Oh, yeah.
Because food isn't just calories, it's comfort, nostalgia, belonging. When you sit down with just a steak,
It can also be destructive.
and everyone else has a plate full of everything, it exposes how much of their life runs on habit instead of hunger. You are not just eating differently, you are reminding them that they could too. And
Yes,
that's
I don't eat to live. I eat to live, but a lot of people live to eat, which is crazy.
uncomfortable. Because the moment you stop playing by the tribe's rules,
Yes.
you stop giving them permission to ignore their own choices. So they call it extreme, or antisocial, or obsessive, not because they hate you, but because your existence threatens the peace treaty they made with being mediocre. Most people would rather
Yes, the peace treaty they made of being mediocre.
fit in than feel better.
That's
It is
right.
a lot safer to complain
Yes, they rather fit in than feel better. Yeah. Yeah, I know so many people like that. Trust me.
about bloating than to explain why you are not having dessert. It is easier to joke about rabbit food than admit the system never made them healthy.
I'm reaching out to you directly because
Changing. Don't be surprised when the tribe pushes back. They are not rejecting your diet, they are defending their own belonging. Most people
They're defending their fake beliefs.
don't realize how many of their opinions are withdrawals in disguise.
Sure.
They think that they are defending logic, when really they are defending dopamine. The modern diet isn't food, it's stimulation. Every bite is engineered.
It's a drug addict diet. They're on drugs. They don't even know it. That's the problem with society today. They're all on drugs, and it's based on addiction, and it's hard for them to get off of it. Can you imagine all of society is on drugs, bro? It's just crazy. They're drug addicts. Addicted, drug addicts, addicted.
To hit reward centers. Sugar spikes, caffeine surges, seed oil highs. People live to eat. The carnivore
Holy shit, yeah. They live to eat, all right. They don't eat to live. They live to eat. Jesus. That's why they have you hooked, the government and everybody, jobs, money, this food. It's just one big circle, jobs don't exist in nature. You don't need a job. I mean, think about it. If everybody ate their natural food, a lot of these jobs would just disappear. What would you need them for? It's a question you have to ask yourself. It's like this Brian Johnson thing they were talking about. You know, nobody, this one lady was screaming and yelling. I had to take it down because that company's, they want me using their video, but I posted it for a while there. One of the ladies in that video, Brian Johnson, this, skeptics, 20 skeptics, she was screaming and yelling at him. What are we supposed to do? We're poor. We don't have money. We're living from paycheck to paycheck. What are we supposed to do? Go hunting. That's what. Go hunting and eat natural food. There you go. There's your fix. Instead of just sitting there complaining about paycheck to paycheck and all that.
diet teaches you to eat to live. And when
Yes.
you stop,
Yes. Here's the problem. What happens if this society fails? What are you going to do? You don't have any skills in eating raw animal products. You haven't practiced at eating them. It's going to be hard for you to try to do it. You don't want to do it. You'll think about it. These cities are all destroyed. What if there's a war, man? They're all destroyed. Where are you going to go? Nature. You're going to go back into nature. What are you going to do out there? How are you going to survive? Think about that for a moment. Only the strong will survive. The weak will die. Me, I'm prepped. I can make it in nature because I know how to survive in nature, and I'm not afraid of eating raw animal products. I can cut open an animal and eat it. I don't give a shit.
You strip it
But a
out
lot of people will convince themselves that they could not live naturally, and therefore they will die. Only the strong survive and the weak die in this world.
all down to meat, salt, and water. You break the cycle. Your
It's
body
kind of like in this artificial environment in the city. The rich are the strong and the poor are the weak. So the strong survive, the weak die. That's why they're so upset because they're like, oh, the strong, the elite, they have all the power and everything. They want to take away all this stuff from us, digital ID. They want to do this, they want to do that. Yeah, they want to narrow the gap. They want to get rid of you because you're weak. Strong survive, weak die. They don't need you anymore. They have AI.
stops begging. Your brain stops buzzing.
Yeah, sure.
The system resets.
It does.
But when people see that, when they watch someone go without it and stay fine, even get better, it forces them to face their own dependency.
That's
I
right.
get it though. I'm addicted to nicotine. I know it's bad, but there's something about it that feels like control, like freedom, even when it clearly isn't. And that's how most people feel about their food. It's not just a habit, it's their whole identity. Just like I'm a smoker, they are sweet tooths, snackers, caffeine junkies. We all have our thing. But the difference is, mine doesn't come with a food pyramid telling me that it's healthy. It's quite the opposite, which is another topic for another day. But they would rather label your discipline as extreme than confront their own addiction.
Yes, it's an extreme diet, and veganism is not extreme, or eating these plants and stuff. Doing these toxic things are not extreme. But hey, getting better is extreme. Eating a high nutrient diet is extreme. Because oh my God, God forbid if you were to get better, friend, and stronger and healthier.
And deep down, they know it. Because when you take the drugs out of the diet,
Yes.
life starts to feel real again.
See, he even
Clear.
agrees with me. He agrees with me. He says when you take the drugs out of the diet, you can think clear and feel clear. That's how I feel. And I know a lot of people out there have the same things happen to them. They're so much clearer. They can see things so much clearer. I see reality for what it truly is. You people are on drugs. You need to get off these drugs.
Quiet, stable, and that kind of freedom scares people.
Yes.
The carnivore diet isn't what people hate.
Yes, that kind of freedom scares people when you're free from all this shit, from drugs.
It's the mirror that it holds up. Because
That's right, the mirror it holds up. And guess what you're going to see, man? On a carnivore diet, you're going to see something reflect back at you, something normal. But when you're eating this drug addictive peasant slave food diet, man, oh, you're going to see a mummy looking back at you in that mirror.
when you strip away all the distractions and still function, when you eat simple and still thrive, it shows how fragile their routine really is. They spend years managing symptoms, chasing.
Well, because this society cannot exist on a natural diet. Everything is based on you being drugged and eating these drugs, this diet. It's all focused, it's all driven around it. That's how it exists. They said this society existed when we started farming. It never existed before farming. So it exists because of farming. This revolution of whatever it is we're living in now. That's how it all started.
Fixes, mixing powders into
So
shake.
does that mean we were more intelligent back then, not to live this type of lifestyle, live a more natural lifestyle out in nature? I guess so, right? So what made us get into this This life that we're living now. It's really simple. They say farming. What was the cause of the farming? Well, then one thing after another, disease, dentistry, all these things started popping out. They had all these, witch doctors, dot 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 dot. Eventually, it just turned into something else. So yeah, it created these societies out of sickness. Out of sickness came this society. So think about it. So out of being sick on this peasant slave food, whatever diet, this society grew from this. It grew out of madness. Isn't that insane when you think about it? And then to you think that all these people are intelligent. These teachers, they're so intelligent. These scientists and everybody, are they really intelligent to destroy their environment? Are they really intelligent to make you work, slave working, when you could be just leisurely living and hunting and just eating? Like living out in nature normally? Like, doesn't make any sense. I mean, this planet was made for a reason the way it was made. There weren't any cities here when originally when humans were here. There's no cities because they're man-made. Maybe cities are mental institutions for drug addicts. That's really what it is, so they can entertain themselves. Think about it. You're on drugs, you're in this city, and you're just constantly entertaining yourself. TV, games all day. Your job is entertainment, the money, shopping, buying more drugs, eating. You eat, you live to eat. You don't eat to live. And everything you're doing here. This could be considered to some a mental institution. It's been created by crazy people on drugs. It's unnatural. So if it's unnatural, think about that for a second.
And you are just fine.
Yeah.
No hacks, no drama, no crash.
Yep.
It makes people question what else they have overcomplicated.
That's
It's
right.
not that they think that you are wrong. It's that they know you might be right.
Of course.
And that's worse.
And they know we're right. That's the thing. Even Vegan Gaines knows I'm right. He knows we are right. He knows he's wrong. He does know that. He's aware of that. But he will not accept it because it goes against his beliefs of his thing that he's promoting. Vegan diet or whatever. Veganism, this thing.
Because if you are right,
Yeah.
they have wasted years believing the lie.
Yeah, I have said that in so many videos. I have said that people have wasted so many years living a lie, and they can't accept it. They can't accept it, but it's not too late. You can still save yourself, man. Believe me. If you'll just come to the light. Come to the light, friends. It'll save you. It's like this is like a religious type of thing, religion.
You become the evidence.
Your savior. Godis is our savior on YouTube. He's the savior on YouTube. He saved people. He's like the second coming of the Messiah. Come back into nature, friends. Eat your natural diet. Get away from this artificial life.
They don't want to see. People want you to stay tired with them.
They do.
Sick with them.
They do. Believe me. Oh, they do.
Balanced with them.
Oh, yeah.
In a world of right.
If you actually start to feel good, it exposes how much they have settled. Comfort loves company. So they joke about your food. They hope you will quit. They need you to fail
They do.
because your success makes their excuses harder to believe.
They do. They do. They do want that.
But here's the truth. The moment you stop living like everyone else,
Yep.
you stop needing their approval. You stop being their mirror and start being your own. But still, none of this matters. You cannot argue someone out of denial. And you really don't have to. The carnivore diet doesn't need any defending. It just keeps working. Quietly, consistently, without permission. You don't need to post before.
Of course. How could something natural fail? It's impossible. It cannot fail. Only things that are unnatural fail.
Afters or prove anything to anyone. Because the truth doesn't panic.
That's right.
It just waits. Eventually, the same people who laughed start asking questions. The same ones who called it dangerous start trying it in secret. That's how it always goes. You don't win arguments, you just outlast them.
Yes, I've never laughed at anybody. I learned growing up, you shouldn't laugh at anything. Don't mock or laugh at anything. Try everything and see if it works for yourself. I always say that in my videos. Go out and try it yourself. Don't just speak about things you don't know. Go out and try it and find out.
And when they finally run out of excuses,
Yes.
they will call it a trend again. As if people
Of course, that's like blaha. It's a trend and all that. Those crazy carnivore people, this and that. Or vegan people. Vegan definitely is not natural. Not for humans, but carnivore? Man, come on.
getting healthy is just another phase.
Of
But
course, that's blaha. Getting healthy is just another phase. They're crazy. They're crazy. The carnivore people are crazy. They're crazy for getting healthy. They're crazy for changing their dimorphism and growing and straightening out their teeth and being normal. They're crazy because why? Because blaha it has failed him. His diet, his fake diet, his exercise has failed him because look at him. He's just a deteriorating 85-year-old gym lifting, recruiting, fitness gear slave.
trends will fade, results will not. So
Exactly. The trends will fade, but the results will not.
let them argue, let them joke, let them label it as too extreme.
That's right.
You don't have to say a word. Just keep eating, keep living, keep proving
And that's what I'm doing.
the point, but quietly. Because truth doesn't need followers, it just needs time. They will
That's right. It just needs time, man. And it'll get better all the time.
keep calling it extreme. They will keep calling it unsustainable.
Yep.
But they will keep watching. They
Yes,
will
and
notice
they
you.
do keep saying that. They say it's extreme, it's unsustainable, but vegan diet is not extreme. It's not. It's sustainable because of course it has to be, right? But it's a terrible diet, veganism. Yet it's not extreme. So eating a toxic drug addict diet is not extreme, right? And I don't get it, man. It just doesn't make any sense, and it makes you sick in the end. And their vegan compilation, they're all dropping off.
Don't crash anymore. They will see you don't complain anymore. And they
That's
will
right. That's right. Don't crash anymore. Don't complain anymore.
wonder how something so simple keeps working when everything else keeps failing. That's the part they cannot explain.
Yes.
Because results don't argue, they just stay. The carnivore diet
Exactly.
works without needing applause. And eventually, even the ones who mocked it will have to face the truth. They hated it because it proved them wrong.
Yes, sir. Exactly. They hate it because it proved them wrong. That's why they hate it, because it proved them wrong, friends. I'll see you in the next video. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. I thought that was a very good video, right straight to the point. It's amazing, bro. Intelligence. Must be a carnivore too.